Greetings. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. It is Saturday. Welcome back to another cup of conversation and food for thought with me, Nidra Simmons. I am just sitting here listening to music, and I feel like I want to talk. So I want to have a cup of conversation and perhaps some food for thought. And I want to help somebody all at the same time. So there is music playing in the background. It's just the radio playing. I do not own the rights to the music in the background. So please take note of that. I want to talk about uniqueness, your individuality, yourself. Recognizing that you are an individual, recognizing that you don't have to do what other people say. And I'm saying this because I had touched on this in another conversation that I had before. But it's aimed to help people, like people that are kind of stuck in their mindsets, because what I've learned is that there's people out there that is stuck mentally in a certain mindset. And this mindset is unnecessary to be stuck. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, because you go through life and you got to find things out for yourself. You got to find solutions for things for yourself. But I want to connect with those that, all right, I'll talk about myself to see if I can give an example for it to be better to be understand, for you to understand a little bit better. And that is, I was in a relationship while I was married with my husband. And I tried to be as faithful as possible within that marriage. So I didn't look out at other people. And when he passed away and I moved on, I was stuck in a mindset of, and it's not really a mindset, it's just a choice to not want to mess around. So if I'm with an individual, I want to be with just that one individual. But even if I wasn't physically with that individual, I wouldn't look around and look at other people. I'll feel guilty if I saw somebody that was attractive, or I felt guilty if somebody that was attractive approached me. I would, kind of have what do you call those things you put on those horses, little blockers, so you can't look no place else but what you're dealing with. So I had carried a feeling of trying not to mess up. I didn't want to be considered a person that would cheat on the other person, so I would not look in the way of somebody else. But I'm at the point now where if I'm not physically in a relationship with you, you're not here, it's not really a relationship. And I'm talking about, say, for those long-distance relationships or relationships where you're not around the person, you're like states and states away. I don't want to feel guilty. Even though I'm my own person, I can make whatever choice I choose. I'm not married. Even if I'm dating, if I want to date somebody else, that's still my choice. But there was like a mental block in my mind that would be like, oh, no, you can't do that. That's not the right thing. You're cheating on the other person. And the whole point I'm trying to get to is the mindset. I'm trying to get past the mindset. And for those that's in a mindset of thinking that they can't go forward because they're used to thinking, okay, well, this is how it's supposed to be. Almost like you have in your mind, you when you're dating, or you look at the relationship in one manner because that's how you looked at it back then. But there's been so much change and so much transformation and so much differences that took place between then and now, that your mindset does not necessarily need to be. Your mindset does not necessarily need to be where it was, because there's so much change that took place and it's not the same as before. So I gave that scenario to get to that point. Free your mindset of thinking of staying one way when life has totally changed your situation and matured you to another place. You don't need to be stuck where you used to be, because it's not the same. It's not the same people. It's not the same situations. It's not even the same place from where you are now. So you don't have to have that same mindset. You are an individual who can make choices. And yes, every choice have a consequence, but you are grown enough to deal with whatever consequence comes your way. You don't have to keep that mindset of a teenager or young adult when you have already lived life past those phases. It's okay to move on and get past that door to go in to see how things are now, because life is different now. It's not the same as before. And with me, that has stuck with me for a while, because I we all have a conscience. And technically, you may not be doing anything wrong. And there's nothing wrong to look or to say hello, or, to give a compliment or to receive a compliment. There's nothing wrong with that. But me personally, my mindset was thinking on another phase, because when my husband passed and I started considering dating again, I was real cold to people. And it wasn't because I was being mean. It was my mindset was still set on, oh, no, I can't talk to you. I'm still attached. But I did not, now I'm different because I've lived life and I've got to process a lot of things a lot different. Not that that's important, but I'm just saying there is a mindset that we carry from when we're young to when we're now. And it is kind of hard to break away from that, because, you've been in that state of mind for a very long time. But that's why it's important to pay attention to your here and your now, because right now is where you need to focus on. Not back then, because you're not in that same place. And so I guess my solution to helping those that are stuck there is to look at where you are now. And I just did a video a few minutes ago. I haven't posted it yet, so I don't know if you'll see that one before this one. But either way, it was about reflecting. And I was saying how I used to reflect just on the weekends, because that's when I had time to sit down and relax. But now that I've mastered reflection and sitting down and relaxing, I reflect now often on a daily basis. And sometimes I reflect, and depending on who I'm around and I'm talking to, I can sometimes give out more information than need be, and they may not understand where I'm coming from with it, but that's just a moment of reflection. And it's okay to move on. It's okay to move forward. It's okay to see how life is now, because you're not the same as before. You're different. You're grown. A lot of people are stuck in their teenage years or 20s mindset, and they're like in their 50s and 60s or approaching. So, yeah, I want to just help a few of those that's stuck in that mindset. And if you notice, you might be repeating some things over and over and over again, because you need to, wake up. That's like a signal to say, hey, alert, 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 wake up, wake up. It's okay to move on. It's okay to move forward. You don't have to have the same mindset that you had before, because you're not the same person. You've changed. So, a little something to throw out there to help move somebody forward that might be stuck. When I had got married, I kind of moved away from everybody. I isolated myself from everybody except for my husband and my children. And I went away for years. So when he passed away, I didn't have anybody to go to during that time. It was just me and my kids. I had no friends. I had nothing, because I let them all go when I had got married, because I thought, once you get married, because the Bible said once you join together, and this is me paraphrasing, you can search it for yourself. Once a man leaves his mother and his father, and he goes off and he has, he meets a wife, then that's the situation. That's where you're supposed to be at, not continuing on with outside situations. But that was my my interpretation on it. I'm pausing because I'm thinking of something and I don't want to bring it out. I want to finish my train of thought. But wow, thought is a powerful thing, because what I'm thinking is overpowering what I wanted to say. So I'm gonna say it. I was recently enlightened about how man's nature is. And the way that I thought or was thinking is not the same way the nature of a man is. So although I put my mindset to believe that, I was supposed to just leave and don't focus on nobody else but me, my husband, and my family, that may not have been the mindset of the man, because their nature is different. Saying that, I still believe and agree that we have choices. We have the ability to make choices, whether it's or the right choice or an appropriate choice. You still have that choice. But I have to pause for a minute, because I am here ready to say one thing, and I am thinking about a bunch of different things right now that's going on, and I need to decipher what I should say and what I shouldn't say. So I start off by saying about me, how I left everything and focused on my immediate family. And then when I was brought into a position to where it was just me and my children, I had really no one to go to. That was my choice, because I could have maintained friendship with others, but I didn't know how to. I didn't want to put myself in any predicaments or situations to where I could make it easy for something negative to happen within my relationship. So I just kind of isolated everything and just went with my immediate family. That was something I thought, that's something that I did. Not necessarily meaning that's the right thing to do, but my husband probably was thinking something different. So his mindset was probably different, well, from what I was thinking, but I don't know what he was thinking, because it's not my mind, it was his. So I'm saying all that to say, and I love the mind. The mind is a beautiful thing. I love God for giving us the mind, creating us the way that, or she, Mother, Father, universe, has created us to be. And in the moment, you can be having epiphanies in the middle of talking. And it's outside looking in, you might think that something might be wrong with me, but there's nothing wrong with me. I'm totally sane. I am very alert and aware of what's going on in my surroundings and who I am. But that doesn't escape the fact that there's things that is coming to light in the process of me talking to you all out there. So, and that's also me realizing that I don't have total control over a lot of things. I can only control what I can control, and anything else that I can't control is out of my control. So, as I'm talking to you, I'm thinking about my experiences. I'm having another reflection moment. And my intentions is to come out and help. But also, this is like therapy for me. So I am I'm being unraveled, and I'm being let loose of certain things so that I can flow. And I can appreciate that. But I don't want to lose track of what I'm trying to get out either. So it's kind of It's not overwhelming, but it's just it's processing in real time, in live time. And maybe me explaining this could be what somebody might be going through and trying to figure out what's going on. But and I don't want to come off dry either, because I was told sometimes when I come on and talk, it's kind of dry. But, I'm not here to entertain per se. I'm here to help more over anything. But sometimes real life stuff happened at that moment. And I want to keep going because part of me feels like I should. But I'm also trying real hard not to give out too much information because it's too much information. So I'm going to pause for a moment because I am seriously going through emotions right now. I am feeling happy, sad, almost wanting to cry, but I'm not going to. But I'm going through a whole bunch of emotions right now. And it's almost like, you ever seen those electric balls where if you turn it on, you can see little electric sparks going on through the little clear ball or globe, whatever you want to call it. I'm that globe, and it's like all that stuff inside me is going, and it's trying to form or get to a calm state. And I can't really explain it. I want to go on, but I might have to pause and regroup and come back again. But don't be afraid to move forward. Don't be afraid to woosah. And don't be afraid of the new. That's probably what it is right now, is not knowing what's to come. Having feelings of a bunch of emotions of what's to come, but not actually knowing what it is to come. And how you can just go about it. And I tell people, and I'm going to tell myself, face your fears head on. Because I felt that. Face your fears head on. Don't run from your fears. Don't be afraid of the unknown. Don't be afraid of what you can't control. Because you can only control what you can control. And everything else is what it is. You still have to move forward despite your path. I did a couple of posts where I was driving, it was real foggy outside. Couldn't see nothing, but I didn't stop going. I just went and proceeded with caution. Because I didn't want to get hurt. I didn't want to drive into anything. I didn't want nothing to drive into me. So you don't stop. You keep going. And you proceed with caution. You have faith and believe that you're in the right place at the right time. You're not behind. You're not too far forward. You're exactly where you need to be. And be okay with that. And keep going. And I think I needed to say that because I'm feeling a lot more calmer now than what I did a few minutes ago. It's okay not knowing what the future holds. And it's okay to admit how you feel when you feel what you feel. Um, don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about what other people say. As long as you know who you are, as long as you know whose you are, that's all that matters. Because if God be for you, who can be against you? Because Mother, Father, Universe, God, Elohim is greater than anything else. Wow. This was a very interesting, physical, emotionally driven post. So I hope it's received in love. I hope it's received in respect. And I hope that it came out clear. And I also ask that it goes into the direction of those who need to hear it so it can be received the way that's intended to be received. So thank you for spending the time with me if you stayed and watched this post this long. And feel free to fill up the comments with whatever you think I should know that can help, if it helped. So until next time, have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. Always remember to love yourself, forgive yourself, and occasional times thank yourself, because you have come a very long way. And be proud of who you are. Be proud of who you became. So, until next time. And forgive yourself as well as others, because forgiving others is not for them, it's for you. Until next time. Peace.